There are only so few San Antonio Spurs, Boston Celtics, or Los Angeles Lakers. In other words, not every franchise is successful. In fact, only 13 teams have more wins than losses in NBA history. The good thing is that after years of struggling and bottom feeding, some of these teams are on the rise. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm Purple Prince, and today let's look back at the history of the statistically worst team of all time, the Minnesota Timberwolves. First of all, let's get the main statistics out of the way. Since the team was founded in 1989, Minnesota Timberwolves have won 925 games and lost 1,405 regular season games. That sums up in a 39.7% win rate, which unfortunately is the worst winning percentage in NBA history. When we look at their playoff record, it's about the same. Historically, they have the worst playoff winning percentage in NBA history, standing right now at just 34.6%, winning only 18 out of 52 games. Now that we have the saddest part of this video out of the way, let's see how it all started. After receiving news from NBA that Minnesota would be one of the expansion teams for the 1989-90 season, the franchise conducted a named team contest and selected two finalists, Timberwolves and Polars. Eventually, the team was officially named the Minnesota Timberwolves on January 23, 1987. The first head coach for the new franchise was Bill Musselman, who prior to that had an unsuccessful stint as a head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers for a little more than a season. In their first official game on November 3, 1989, Timberwolves played against the Seattle Supersonics. They lost a road game, 106-94. Their home debut was also a loss, 84-96 to Chicago Bulls. Timberwolves officially won their first game as a franchise on November 10, 1989 in a home game against the Philadelphia 76ers, 125-118. Overall, the first season was forgettable. Timberwolves finished the season with only 22 wins and 60 losses and obviously didn't make the playoffs. The leading scorer and the best player on the team was Tony Campbell, averaging 23.2 points per game and 5.5 rebounds. Second season in the league wasn't much better. The Timberwolves won 7 more games but still weren't close to being a playoff contender. Team owners didn't see how the team can improve under Bill Musselman, so a coaching change was made. Jimmy Rodgers was now the new head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. That wasn't the right move though, and the team got worse. In the next season, the Timberwolves won only 15 games. The season after that once again started miserably. The team had only 6 wins in 29 games before it was given to a new head coach, Sidney Lowe. Again, it didn't bring any changes, and after finishing the season with only 19 wins, Sidney Lowe was only able to bring in 20 wins the next season. So the Timberwolves were in the look for a new head coach again. Next in the line was Bill Blair, who couldn't win enough games as well. Things got so bad that the owners nearly sold the team to New Orleans interests in 1994. However, NBA owners stopped the move and the team was eventually bought by Glenn Taylor, who owns the team till this day. The real improvement though started with the arrival of Kevin Garnett. The next superstar was selected with the 5th pick in the 1995 NBA draft. First season with Garnett was still a mess. During the season, team finally made a head coaching change that would last. Flip Saunders was named the new head coach of the Timberwolves. In the 1996-97 season, team was finally competitive. Timberwolves finished with 40 wins and 42 losses and made the playoffs for the first time in the franchise history. The team had 2 really good players in Garnett and Gugliotta, and it was obvious the Timberwolves had a future. For the next 6 years, the Timberwolves were one of the funnest teams to watch, and they made the playoffs every season with Garnett leading them. Every year though, they couldn't get past the first round until 2004, where Minnesota won a franchise record 58 games, Kevin Garnett won the MVP, and Minnesota went to the conference finals, where they lost to Los Angeles Lakers 2-4. Too bad the progress didn't continue. After the best season to date, Timberwolves started the 2005-2006 season with a disappointing 25-26 record, and after 8 seasons with the team, Flip Saunders was out as the head coach. Since that was a mid-season change, the GM of the team, Kevin McHale, took on the head coach duties for the rest of the season. After the 2006 season, Minnesota once again went into a head coach circus. They couldn't repeat the success experienced just a year ago, so they were actively changing head coaches every 1 or 2 seasons. The biggest blow to the franchise was trading away their all-star and former MVP Kevin Garnett. Even though Minnesota got back 5 players, 2 first-round picks, and cash considerations, the fan base was hurt, and the team suffered as well. After Garnett was no longer a Timberwolf, the team went on a downward spiral. Over the next 3 seasons, the team had 3 coaches, and in their best season they won only 24 games. There were a bunch of bad decisions along the way, like drafting Johnny Flynn, trading some more good players to different teams, and in the end, Minnesota fought its way to being one of the worst teams in the league. Eventually, Minnesota got another superstar in Kevin Love, but even though he had unbelievable numbers, the team's success didn't follow. All Minnesota had was Kevin Love's individual brilliance, some crazy games, and regular season which never resulted in the playoffs. Seeing how the team wasn't really improving, it was decided to make another move. Before the 2014-2015 season, Minnesota traded their only All-Star, Kevin Love, to Cleveland Cavaliers and got back a potential All-Star prospect in Andrew Wiggins. In a way, this was a signal of Minnesota finally changing ways to a better future. They understood that while Kevin Love was a very good player, he couldn't carry a team to a deep playoff run, never mind the championship. And in my opinion, this was the first move that started the rise for the Timberwolves. First season with Wiggins as the potential cornerstone wasn't successful. The team won only 16 games. The worst record did play a major role in Minnesota's future. Thanks to it, or because of the bad play, Minnesota finally got the first draft pick in the 2015 NBA draft, which they used on Karl Anthony Towns. That helped. Minnesota still was nowhere near the playoffs, but they won 13 more games, and they had 2 really good players on their team now, not just one All-Star. The subpar record was mostly a result of a very bad defense, which Minnesota tried to fix next season by hiring a new head coach in Tom Thibodeau, who is well known for his defensive achievements. That didn't help as much as expected. Minnesota won only 31 games, but they didn't stand pat. They made one of the biggest moves of the 2017 offseason. Minnesota traded for Jimmy Butler, a 2-way star who really helped to get the team to the next level. Last season, 47 wins and the first playoff berth since 2004. That little experience they got in the playoffs was really crucial, I think, because the franchise had not had any playoff games for such a long time. The upcoming seasons are looking really bright, and if they somehow work things out with their stars, it should be even better going forward. Now, before the end of the last season, there were reports that Andrew Wiggins is unhappy being the third wheel in the team behind Butler and Towns. And this summer, Minnesota couldn't get Jimmy Butler to sign an extension with the team. But I think that was mostly a financial decision that made sense to sign a possible extension next year, which would be much more beneficial for Butler financially. I don't think it was because he wants out of Minnesota. And he has a coach in Tom Thibodeau, with whom he has a good relationship with. To sum this all up, Minnesota fans, I hope you enjoy next season. You should be fighting for the playoff spot again, and if everyone's healthy and stays happy, maybe even reach at least the second round of the playoffs. You have a very good team that is much better than what you had 10 years ago, so things are really looking on the up. So that was a short story of Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. What do you think future holds for this franchise? Make sure you leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe for future NBA content. This was Purple Prince, and I'm out.
Nathan's here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our coast. This shit way too big. When we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at post.